Matt here with another hoop tutorial. Today we'll be going over caps. So today we're going to be going over C caps and some other fun variation on the cap move. Caps are a family of moves that combine anti-spin and extensions as your hand traces a path of a circle, or half a circle, or an S, or some other shape in space. Caps combine anti-spins and extensions really nicely. So if you have a good understanding of anti-spins, like 4-petal anti-spin flowers like this, and extensions like this, then this will be pretty simple for you. And the possibilities are endless. So let's get going. So right now we don't even need our hoops at all. We can set them down. To do a C cap, this is the most common cap that hoopers and other flow artists use in their flow. You're going to practice making a C. So your hands are going to trace an imaginary circle, and they're only going to trace half of it. So that is how it gets the name C cap. So you can do this in wall plane or wheel plane right now. I'm going to do it in wall plane so I can look at you, but if you want, you can just turn your body. So instead of wall plane, you can do it in wheel plane like this. So we're going to practice capping our arm in a half circle so we can get the motion of the cap down. So you need to really practice getting full range of motion with your arm as you do this. So let's practice horizontal. So we're going to take both of our arms, we're going to cap down. So your arms are going to swing down. To the other side. So one hand's going to be up, one hand will be down. They're going to pass each other. Go back and pass each other and separate. So this is wheel plane, but you can also do it in wall plane. So one hand at the top, one hand at the bottom, pass each other, separate. Pass each other, separate. And you can do it on the other side. So, just like we did the down cap in wheel plane, let's also do it in wall plane. Now with hoops, when we actually perform caps at the bottom in wall plane, it gets a little congested. Hoops have to fit inside each other, and sometimes if you get hoops that are too big, it's really hard to fit in between your arms. So just keep that in mind. The hoop size will determine if you can do certain moves or not. And we can go up to the top in wall plane and in wheel plane. So let's learn how to do just a simple C cap. So take one hoop, you're going to bring it to the native side. So my left hand on my left side, where you can do your right hand on your right side. What you don't want to do is cross your body when you're first learning this. So take your hoop to the native side, thumbs up, palms facing away, facing the audience. So I like to start with an anti-spin first. So we're going to anti-spin down. So all you have to do is rotate your wrist, do a grip change, continue that anti-spin to the other side, so now your thumb's down. Now we're going to extend, so let go of the hoop as you bring it down. To go back where you started, thumbs up. Anti-spin, extension. Anti-spin, extension. So practice this going with the extension first. So extension, anti-spin, extension, anti-spin. Also practice with the anti-spin pedal pointing to the side, either side. So start at the top, go into anti-spin, extend. Anti-spin, extend, anti-spin, extend. Top, anti-spin, extend, anti-spin, extend. So practice this, like I said, doing the extension first or doing the anti-spin first. Practice both ways so that you're really comfortable throwing in caps anywhere in your flow. So we did all this in wall plane. Let's do the wheel plane really quick. Point the pedal down, thumbs down, extend, thumbs up. The pedals in front. Now the pedals at the top. So I'm not going to do a pedal behind me when I'm in wheel plane, because it's not really good for your back and your shoulders. So we'll only do that in wall plane. Okay, so now we can add a second hoop. So all the patterns that we were doing with our hands in the beginning, like this, these can all be done with 2 hoops. So let's start with a cap where it points to either side in wall plane. So we're going to start with 1 hoop on top. I like to start with the blue hoop on top and the pink hoop at the bottom. The cap's going to point to my left side. So we're both going to anti-spin both hoops to the side, anti-spin up to the top and bottom, and now you're here. So let's extend back to where we started. So the blue hoop anti-spins out, pink hoop anti-spins to meet it, pink anti-spins up, blue anti-spins down, blue does a grip change, extend back, pink does a grip change, and back where we started. We can do this on the other side. Watch the tutorial with the wall plane tri-catchers that I posted earlier. This will be very, very similar. This is the tutorial I posted earlier. If you cap this pattern, it'll look like this. So now the blue hoop will be at the bottom, the pink hoop will be at the top. Anti-spin both out to their native side. Anti-spin up to the top and bottom. And now extend back to your starting position. At the bottom, I said it was really tricky if your hoops are too big. Mine are a tiny bit too big to make this super smooth, but I'll show you what the idea looks like. You're going to cap, you're going to anti-spin both hoops down, down, continue that anti-spin, out, and then extend down. tricky, but it's doable. This is a favorite of many hoopers and many flow artists in general. The blue hoop will be thumbs pointed in front of you and palms out. The pink hoop will be palms up, ready to do an anti-spin. So they will both anti-spin in front of you. Both hoops will be thumbs down. The blue hoop will anti-spin down. The pink hoop will anti-spin up. Then you can extend back to where you started. Anti-spin again and again. Extend, anti-spin, anti-spin. The down caps, when done in wheel plane, look really nice and have a nice little bounce to them. So I'll show you those before we move on to two other things that we can do with these caps. So you'll have the blue hoop behind you, thumbs up, and the pink hoop in front, thumbs down. They will both extend as they switch positions. Now both hoops will anti-spin down, grip change, and continue that anti-spin. Extend, anti-spin, extend, anti-spin. Extend, anti-spin. When the hoops are in front of you, they're always thumbs down, and when it's behind you, it's always thumbs up. So all those are different C caps. They can be incorporated into different patterns. So you can take a C cap and combine it with a 4-petal flower. So if I do a 4-petal flower with the blue hoop and a C cap with the pink hoop, it'll look like this. Figure out ways that you can add caps into any of your other flowers and any other aspects of your flow. So you can add extensions into your caps. Those are all the C cap patterns and variations and hybrids that I wanted to show you. If you have any specific requests, feel free to ask me. You can message me on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Instagram. And I'd love to do a more in-depth video on certain moves that you have trouble with. So there's other caps that I wanted to briefly throw in here. They're S caps, where your hand moves in the path of an S, going this way, or this way. So I'll show you what that looks like with one hoop. So if you start on this side, anti-spin, extend, anti-spin, extend. If you start on the other side, anti-spin, extend, anti-spin, extend. There's some really cool things you can do with these S caps. So if I do two S caps together, it'll look like this. Another type of cap that is made possible very easily with hoops. So it's a 3D type cap. It crosses two different planes. So hoops are really nice because they're a static prop and you can very easily change planes with them. So this also incorporates anti-spin and extension just like all the other caps. So you start palms facing you, your thumb will be pointed to your other arm. So if I'm holding with my left hand, my thumb's pointed to my right. If I hold it with my right, it's pointed to my left. So you're going to hold it on the back of your hand, anti-spin, extend as you sweep across and go through this plane, anti-spin up, now your palms faced away, extend as you come down. Anti-spin, extend, anti-spin, extend. The way I like to use this move, the hoops will be moving in quarter time, so it'll look like this. That's all I have for caps, you guys. If you have any questions or if you have anything that I didn't cover that you would like me to go over, feel free, like I said, message me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. I'll be coming out with a tutorial each week. If I forget, please remind me, you guys. It's going to be a little tricky sometimes. Thanks for watching. Happy hooping.